So, ladies and gentlemen, they released Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, is only a couple of months after Tucker Carlson, maybe a year, after Tucker Carlson revealed that January 6th was an inside job by the establishment and a setup.
We all kind of suspected.
And here he is. Now he's releasing the video to show you that I guess they got the Capitol cops directly from Uvalde. Because here's what actually happened on the inside of the Capitol. You want to see what happened? Here's what happened. The cops, you can take the audio down. The cops are leading them into that's what they're doing. My God, look at that. It's like 9/11 and 10/7 had a deadly Hamas baby.
These are all the kind of people that love cops, by the way.
Hey, look, did you see that? I'm going to show you this. So watch this guy. He says hi to this guy. Oh, no, not that guy. There's another guy coming.
Here's why you're an idiot if you don't think January 6th was set up, because these are the kind of people, remember, all the shit libs were saying defund the police and all cops are bastards. These are the people that love cops.
These people love cops.
There wasn't anybody trying to fight any cops until the feds in there riled it up. Because
that's right.
These people are natural allies with cops.
The feds started breaking the windows. The feds started encouraging violence. The feds did that. Not these people. These people love cops. And you can tell. Watch this. So this is what really happened. The cops brought them in. And did this cop... So this guy, this is the guy I wanted to show you. This guy said, he waved to the cop. The cop, hey, how you doing? Watch that. That's my favorite moment. So this guy gives him a... Thank
you for your service, officer.
How you doing?
Hey, cops. You're doing a great job.
Those look like real insurrectionists. They're there to overthrow the government, Kurt. Those people are there to overthrow the government.
I'd say it's peaceable and fiery, but there's not even a fire.
They're there to overthrow the government, those people.
But what about the other videos where the agent provocateurs got a fight going? You know, after October 7th, none of this matters. That's the thing that we really should take away from this. I only care about October 7th. I don't care about this. I don't care about Ukraine. I used to care about these. October 7th is what I care about now, because that's
what I've been told to care about.
That's exactly right. And I do.
And so I can show you videotape after videotape after videotape of this like this. But this is, I'll just show you this one because it tells you everything you need to know.
It's 40,000 hours roughly of this.
And that's why they wouldn't show this to you.
There's never a reason not to show you the tape.
There's never a reason not to show.
There's absolutely no reason not to watch the video if you can watch it. And not just a piece of it, but the whole goddamn thing. There's no reason to not release that, especially for something like this. That's this important. 9/11 times however many important. Not as important as October 7th, but definitely more than 9/11.
Kurt, would you look at these fucking animals crawling in like ants, screaming and tearing everything apart?
They're like vermin.
God help us from... Please, God protect us from quiet people walking double file down the corridor. It looks like they're ready to go and take a shit in somebody's office. I'll tell you that.
You know, maybe you think some middle-aged people marching slowly isn't a threat, but that's all Ukraine's got right now.
This is bunch of Second Amendment gun nuts showed up to overthrow the government, and they didn't bring their guns.
No, they have guns. Wait, where are they?
Where are they?
What's that guy holding in his hand? Was that a gun?
No,
I couldn't see.
Not a gun.
Hi.
And let's remember what the Capitol Police Chief, this is what the Capitol Police Chief had to say. Isn't it funny you never saw this guy interviewed anywhere? No reporters went to interview this guy. Isn't that interesting?
Well, I choose to believe the woman of color who got bribed by Pelosi after.
That's right. Oh, that's exactly right. So here's what he actually said when he was interviewed.
You've described this as an intelligence failure, but a failure is something that happens accidentally.
None of the intelligence that was coming up talking about the storming of the Capitol, killing members of Congress, or killing my police officers, was ever discussed at the conference calls that I was on, at least.
That doesn't seem to make sense at all.
It doesn't make sense. I'm looking at my men and women having their asses handed to them. And my first thought was, fuck it, I will take whatever discipline there is.
Once things got out of control, for 71 minutes, Pelosi refused to allow you to bring in the National Guard. Why don't we have answers?
It doesn't seem like people really want to get to the bottom of it. And
it seems like?
Yeah.
It seems like
How much does it take to leave the Sea Org of Scientology, I wonder? It takes a lot. You know, a lot of people even still believe in L. Ron Hubbard. And that's everybody that works for the government of DC. They're the most indoctrinated of all. It's not all the stupid unwashed masses they're actually less indoctrinated than the people that work in these jobs because they just can't get their head around the whole thing's worthless. They're like, no, I mean, it seems weird that bad intel probably couldn't be on purpose.
Right.
It couldn't obviously be what it is. I believe in this.
It's worse from there. I had a conference call with the leaders of all the law enforcement. It was a call I coordinated. Not one person on that call talked about any concerns for the intelligence, the attack on the Capitol that we were seeing that was out there. That's what's scary.
This sounds like a setup to me. I'm sorry, it does.
New Jersey State Police beat DC National Guard to the Capitol.
Wait.
So cops from New Jersey got to the Capitol faster than the National Guard did from inside Washington, D.C.
Wow, it is like October 7th.
It is.
Cops drove from New Jersey before the National Guard could get from the Armory on Capitol Hill to the Capitol. Why isn't this story everywhere?
I have no idea.
I think you do have an idea.
You have no idea.
Of course you have an idea. The idea is the establishment wanted to criminalize a political movement called MAGA that supported Donald Trump. That's what this is about. And they did it. And the media is complicit. And it's just amazing how people they just believe.
That's why you go to college.
When you talk to people who believe the media, and what I do is I say to them, is there anything that you see on CNN, Fox, or MSNBC that you don't believe? Is there anything you read in the New York Times or the Washington Post that you don't believe? What is it? What are the things you don't believe? They never have an answer. They change the subject. They go, Jimmy, I trust science. They'll say shit like that. Is there anything you don't believe that the media tells you?
Well, okay, can you, as someone who clearly trusts science, can you please tell me exactly what science is, the definition of science? Please go ahead.
The definition of science is... I wonder what that is.
It's a system for testing to see what you can know for sure.
Yeah.
So
it's a system of questioning. It's the questioning assumptions.
A lot of questions and falsifying.
That's right. It's
things that you don't just trust. And it's coming out now that a lot of the peer review stuff.
So you know when they say like the theory of relativity?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember one time I had this discussion with my father, who and my sister didn't believe in it. She didn't believe in the theory of evolution.
Oh yeah, that's.
And she didn't believe in the theory of evolution. She didn't think we came from apes, right, or whatever. And I'm like, I go, it's science. And my dad goes, that's why it's a theory. It's called a theory. I go, Dad, it's not a theory like you think a theory is. Like some guy just thought something. A theory is a scientific presentation or a scientific theory that cannot be disproven. So people have been trying to disprove the theory of evolution, and they can't. That's why, but that's called a scientific theory.
Well,
that it
what
can't.
does she think?
It can't be disproven. It's not just some fucking willy-nilly thing some guy threw out there.
God either. I mean, that would count as a theory if you can't, right? You can't disprove the.
No, but you can't prove. But you can prove evolution. You can't disprove. You can't prove God.
Well, the thing, like when I was a kid, we had.
You don't mix up this segment.
What?
Don't mix this segment up with your God shit.
When I was a kid, we had
it all doesn't come back to fucking Jehovah Witnesses, Kurt.
No.
Okay.
Here's what I'm asking about.
There's some things that doesn't apply to.
Okay. This is about evolution.
Okay.
How a lot of religious people, their problem with it is not that some things evolve. They think evolution is how life got here. We had a book called "How Did Life Get Here?" by Evolution, and a lot of people think that, which is not what evolution says. Evolution says how species got here. I wasn't told that as a kid. And a lot of like fundamentalist types are not told that. They think it's like, oh, I guess we just came out of goo But evolution doesn't say that. Evolution just talks about how species get here.
Right.
So most people don't even know that much. Like, it's not even a, like.
Even the nuns in Catholic school, said to me that, you can believe the theory of evolution or not, but you could also believe that I said, well, we didn't all come from the Big Bang. And she said, yeah, but God invented the Big Bang. So we all came from God. So even the nuns were like, God. So yeah, we did.
The Big Bang sounds like the Bible.
Right.
Let there be light. Boom. That's what it sounds like. In fact, I think a priest or some kind of.
So even the nuns were down for a theory of evolution because it came from God.
Right.
Anyway, here's Nancy Pelosi. So people were showing this on Twitter. Now, Kurt, tell me if you can understand what the scandal. I don't understand. Watch this.
I'm at the Capitol building. I'm literally standing with.
So she's talking with Mike Pence. On the phone is the Vice President Mike Pence, and this is what he says. And she's standing next to Chuck Schumer.
I'm at the Capitol building. I'm literally standing with the chief of police of the U.S. Capitol Police. They believe that the House and the Senate will be able to reconvene in roughly an hour. Standing with the chief of the U.S. Capitol Police, he just informed me that they believe that the House and the Senate will be able to reconvene in roughly an hour.
So it's the exact same recording, two different shots, one with Grassley and one without Grassley.
Weird.
I don't understand the Grassley.
I don't understand it either. But they're showing it, so people were showing. But
and isn't this her daughter's documentary filming?
I think that's where that came from.
And why does it say they're racing to save the Capitol? No, they're not.
So
how are they going to save the Capitol?
So watch this. I like this. Nice badge. This is the Capitol protester flashing his badge. That's the stuff they didn't want you to also see.
Well, this is like your evolutionary sister. I trust science. I'm not going to look into it or know why I trust it. I decided that's my team, and I'm sticking with it. And that's the one I like. I don't need to know any more than that. That's most iTunes agreement style, So
here's Nancy Pelosi's daughter explaining the need for a psyop that's about to be unleashed against the American people. Nancy Pelosi's daughter is talking about the importance of a 24/7 media lie to push a false narrative about January 6th. She clearly states there was no insurrection.
The one who goes on Bill Maher. That's this one.
Watch this.
Well, the reason, I think time is going to remember January 6th. Right now, people are still, there's two things. Media needs stuff to fill. I mean, if you watch TV on January 6th, it was like January 6th, 24/7. As time goes on, it's going to be less. Yeah. And so I think also people are going to lose their office, their jobs. The people that were there are going to lose their jobs. So it's not going to mean anything if you weren't even there. And you didn't even care.
We need like a war to break out.
Yeah, no, it's right.
Hey, did you ever go? We need like a war to break out. They all start laughing.
What's the first thing she's saying? I didn't really understand it.
I didn't either.
I wish there was lettering or something.
Okay, I thank you for your time. Listen, I really, I know you're not the bad guy. I mean, if there is, I haven't found the bad guy yet, but if there is, I know you're not the bad guy.
I mean, he's like a stereotypical bad guy.
But the thing is, why I asked you the question of so what was the plan?
So she said, so it was a plan.
I thought she said, what was the plan?
Yeah, let me back it up.
She starts by saying, I know you're not a bad guy.
Why I asked you the question of so what was the plan? If there was an insurrection, you were supposed to be in line marching. You're in the military,
right? No, that's
you were supposed to have a plan.
Exactly.
What was the plan?
She's saying that's what she's saying. What was the plan? If it's an insurrection, you're supposed to be lining up like military. What was the plan? There was no plan.
What you're saying.
She's saying what I'm saying. Yeah. There was no plan. They didn't have guns. They were just dudes wandering around, being led around the Capitol by the cops, looking for someone's office to go take a dump in.
Who's she talking to?
I don't know who the guy she's talking to, but there's other video. I'm going to do this on Wednesday. I just found this before the show. She sits there and says, the shaman, he didn't do anything. She says this. Nancy Pelosi's daughter goes, he got like 36 months or something like that.
Well, when does she say it's good that we're lying about it?
I have to go watch all this stuff. Okay. I just got this right before the show started.
Because she might just be telling the truth, and then I got.
You sit down overnight with your soldiers. You go over. All right,
You're going to go here. You're going to go in by this side at this time.
So that guy she's talking to is saying, yeah, so if you're actually going to try to overthrow the government, you have a plan. Okay, you're going to go over here. We're going to go over there.
Shaman, you take the main, the main room.
We're going to take over this. There's none of that.
And there's none of that. There's none of, so they're saying this wasn't, so what, that is a video of Nancy Pelosi's daughter who goes on Bill Maher and tries to scare the hell out of you about January 6th. That's her and whoever she's talking to admitting that it wasn't an insurrection. That it was just people who got let into the Capitol and led around by cops. And the violence that happened that day, there was violence. I saw video. It was mostly instigated by the feds in the crowd.
Definite assets, as far as I don't believe anybody, because they love cops, these people.
That those people love cops.
And the cops weren't trying to fight them. So that's why it's all waving until they get this thing going.
Insurrection in the 20th, 21st century ever. No guns, no plan. People taking selfies.
A guy smoking pot.
They're all joking about it. There's no plan, no guns, a guy smoking pot. These aren't people trying to, exactly as I say.
I trust science. I don't want to know.
Hey, come see us doing a live stand-up show. We'll be in Burbank, California, Oxnard, California, Venice, California, Palmdale, California. Then we're going to Omaha, Des Moines, Milwaukee, Lansing, Bend, Oregon, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, and Boston, Massachusetts. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all those tickets.